So, let's talk about Zocialized. It's this exclusive dating app that's making a big splash with a feature they call Singles Near Me. Now, they're promising a whole new way to meet people in your area, but the real story here is how they're planning on pulling it off.
You know the feeling, right? You're swiping through profiles, and you just can't help but wonder, is my perfect match living, literally around the corner? That's the dream of proximity dating, finding that amazing connection without a crazy commute.
But hang on a second. Here's the big problem. How can an app tell you someone's close by without knowing exactly where you are? I mean, that's a huge privacy concern, and it's the central puzzle we're going to unpack today.
Okay, so first things first, let's look at what Zocialized is actually putting on the table. They claim they've cracked the code, so let's see what their whole pitch for Singles Near Me is all about.
So according to all their marketing stuff, this is way more than just a dot on a map. We're talking about a full-blown local dating ecosystem. You set your own radius, you get these real-time pings when new people join, you can even find local events, and yeah, there's an interactive map to see who's around. Honestly, on paper, it sounds pretty amazing.
But how in the world do they do all of that without basically becoming your personal stalker? To get to the bottom of that, we've got to look past the flashy ads and get into the nitty-gritty of their technical white paper.
And this right here is their secret sauce. Zocialized says they never use your precise GPS coordinates. Instead, they use something called approximate location data. Think of it this way. The app knows you're in a certain neighborhood, but it has no idea which house is yours. It's a blurry snapshot, not a crystal clear picture.
And when you put it side by side with how most apps do it, wow, the difference is huge. Traditional apps, they want your exact GPS, they track your movements in real time, and they often hang on to that data. Zocialized claims it's totally different. Just periodic, fuzzy location updates, and they swear they never store your exact address. That is a pretty radical departure.
But here's where Zocialized tries to get a little deeper. Their whole argument is that real connection is about so much more than just being in the same zip code. I mean, being close to someone is a great start, but it doesn't guarantee you'll actually, click. And this is where their Match IQ engine supposedly comes into play. The white paper says that your approximate location is just the first basic filter. After that, the system layers on this deep compatibility analysis, your interests, your values, all that good stuff, to find people who aren't just nearby, but who might actually be a real match for you.
Okay, so a fancy algorithm and fuzzy location data sounds pretty good, right? But let's be real. The big question is always about control. How much say do you, the user, actually have in all this? Let's take a look at the privacy features they're so proud of.
And it looks like they give you quite a few levers to pull. First off, and this is huge, the feature is opt-in. It's turned off until you say otherwise. From there, you can fine-tune who sees you, you can set your own search distance, and best of all, you can hit the kill switch and turn the whole thing off instantly, anytime you want.
And they back this up with a security pledge. They say any data they do collect is encrypted, they promise no real-time tracking, and they have a clear, easy-to-use system for reporting creepy or suspicious behavior, which is absolutely critical for safety.
So on paper, the tech sounds smart, and the privacy controls seem really solid. But what's it like in the real world? Does it actually work? We managed to track down 13 user testimonials from their site, so let's see what people are really saying.
First up, we've got Isabella, who gave it a glowing 5-star review. She says she met someone incredible just a few blocks away and calls it luxury matchmaking. I mean, this is the perfect success story, right? This is exactly what Zocialized is selling.
But then you have Theo, who gives it 1 star. His big complaint? Too exclusive. He couldn't even look at profiles without going through this intense verification process. So for him, the very thing that makes the app feel safe and luxury to some was just a massive roadblock.
So what's the big picture? Well, the user reviews are pretty much split down the middle. When you look at all 13 testimonials, you've got 7 people who are really happy, giving it 4 or 5 stars. But then you've got the other 6, split evenly between meh, it's okay, 3-star reviews, and pretty negative 1 or 2-star reviews. It's definitely not a universal hit. But just when we thought we had the whole story figured out, we'd read the policies, the white papers, we'd looked at the reviews, we stumbled onto something else, something that was buried deep and definitely not part of their main sales pitch.
And there it was. Hidden away in the website's sitemap, tucked in with other future features were these 3 words: ZID chip implant. No context, no explanation, just
that. And suddenly, this entire conversation about location-based dating takes a very, very different turn.
And that just leaves us with this massive, unavoidable question. You know, an app that helps you meet your neighbor? That's one thing. But a potential feature that could literally get under your skin? That's something else entirely. And this constant search for connection, where exactly do we draw the line between that and control?